All right, gentlemen, here we go. Data download week. We are, of course, expecting something hype, and it sounds like the hypest thing we're getting is the plat equip for Ultra UI Goku. I ain't gonna lie, kind of lame. Kind of lame. Yeah, kind of lame. I think if it's just a plat equip, that's super lame. I know that they have said that they consider plat equips the same as Zenkai's, or rather the community may have come to that conclusion. That's lame. I'm sorry. If this is supposed to be a major celebration, then one little equipment to a very specific group of people is not exactly how you celebrate your community. I don't know. It's supposed to be the biggest celebration of the year, and what did we get last week? We got a plat for a free-to-play character and a free-to-play character, and then this week we're getting another plat. That's it? Is it such backbreaking work if you throw in a Zenkai for a 1% or something? I don't think so. I don't know. Why can't we just go ahead and, you know, spice up the recipe here? What's wrong with them just throwing a 1% Zenkai last week and a 1% Zenkai this week? Is it so hard for Legends to come up with 2 Zenkais? I don't think so. Doesn't even have to be anything crazy, just something to feel like there's an effort being put into this. But it sounds like all we're getting is this man's plat equip, which I think is kind of lame. Either way, here we go. Festival raid going up against Kefla. A lot of people think this means that Tournament of Power Universe Rep is pretty much guaranteed for part 2. A lot of things strongly point to it. I'm not sure if it guarantees it, but it does sound like it. Maybe we could see it. Typically, part 2s are not as impactful as part 1s. So with a Synchro Gauge Gogeta and Janemba, when people think Universe Rep or Tournament of Power, people usually think, okay, then what if it's the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku versus Hit? I'd be fine with that. I think that's pretty cool. Some people said, what if it's Golden Frieza and MVP 17 as a tag switch with a versus a God Goku and Hit tag switch? I'd be okay with that. That's kind of cool. Let's just do something to spice it up, man. I see so many people saying, I didn't even realize we're in the celebration. I share the same sentiment. It kind of feels like that too. Next, more of these festival boxes. I don't know how lucky some of you guys have been. I know that there are people out there that have tagged me that have got the new characters from these boxes because they give you tickets. That's cool stuff. Looks like we're going to be getting more festival boxes doing challenges. I am all for people getting more opportunities of getting the new characters for free. Next, we got Festival Challenge Battle, another opportunity to earn more Chrono Crystals, which is always fun stuff. And then we got Super Gold Rush. I know, really bottom of the barrel. Here we go with the Platinum equipment for this guy. I can't help but be nervous for him. Nowadays, we have so many more counters to what his gimmick was, right? It was the no swapping out with the ultimate. We got characters that counter ultimates. We got characters that seal up moves and reduce ki when you're locked in. We got a bunch of characters that can debuff and have second lives. There are so many characters that could deal with Ultra UI, but most of them are uber premium and very rare, right? Like I'm talking about Android 13, Ultra CMZ, and Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. If you're somebody that doesn't have those things, you are going to become a victim of this guy if they make the plat equip good enough. And usually they don't hold back on the plat equips for these characters, ultras that is. What would this guy need? Ultras are typically so overtuned that what power creeps them isn't so much their gimmicks, it's their numbers. They could just stat pad him, maybe cover null on entry, maybe something around his unique gauge. I know that was something where last man standing could be a little bit problematic. Otherwise, I don't really know. I don't really think they would do anything crazy. I'm just trying to think with the transforming MUI and this guy, what would they borrow from him to bring this guy up to speed? And that's what really jumps out to me. It's more opportunities for the unique gauge versus having the guy sit on the be swapped out. So we'll see what they do, but if I had a dime or a nickel for every time an Ultra UI was paired with a Gogeta, I'd have 2. It's not a lot, But it's kind of interesting that it happened twice, because if this equip is good enough, then Gogeta and Ultra UI may be the dynamic duo with Android 13. So we'll see what they cook up there. And then they brought back Cell's banner. I don't know if this is them thinking, yeah, aha, everybody is saved. We brought back Ultra Cell. They probably should have brought back Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta if they wanted people to, you know, not feel so worried. I don't know. Either way, let us go ahead and jump in game to see what this plat equip is. Alright, here we go. I'll probably be rocking this team for the showcase, but let us see what we got here. Plat equip for the man. It is right there. There's also an awaken equip. Okay, let's see. Here we go. 30% max HP, 50% to base strike and blast attack, 50% to base strike and blast defense, 140% additional damage with a 140% damage guard. Let me just go ahead and pop up Ultra UI to my right here. So he has 70% reduced damage received, so the damage guard is going to put this guy up at an essential 210%. Some people speculate the wording implies different things, but I'm pretty sure it's 1-to-1. It's just them changing up how they phrase these things. Reduced damage received is the same as sustained damage cut, which is the same as damage guard. I believe it's all the same wording. So 210% is really, really good for damage. 30% from his ultra ability, 150% for entering the field, putting him at 180. Let's just say it's at the beginning of the fight. So he'll get 30% for entering the field, putting him at 210, which is pretty good. 210%. And then he is a character that gets 15% for auto dodging. And I'm fairly certain he also stacks damage for every card used. Yes, 20% damage inflicted for 5 counts upon activation. So low 200s, but give him another 140%. Puts him pretty good at a respective mid 300s to high 300s. It's pretty good. On evade action, enemy minus 30 key. On battlefield entry, the following effects occur. Draw 1 card if his hand has 3 or fewer. Enemy key minus 30 while destroying an enemy card. Yes, the card on entry. That's a big one. What do we got? So he technically has level 2 card draw speed when he enters the field. So a card on entry with level 2 card draw speed. That is some spooky stuff. What else do we got here? At 7 stars, on battlefield entry, unique gauge plus 100%. Oh. So they did do something for the unique gauge. What the hell? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because transforming MUI is the easiest auto dodge gauge countering character right now. And this guy came back, a while back. So I was wondering, are they going to make it easier for him to earn auto dodging? And it looks like they did. The character just straight up gets 100% unique gauge on entry. Also, if there are 2 defeated battle members, the following effects occur. He heals 20% and nullifies endurance. While not defeated, an enemy activates an ultimate awakened arts. Cancel enemy buff effects. I thought he already had buff removal. Yeah. Oh no, he doesn't have buff removal. Instead, he just goes type neutral. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, this thing, but this is pretty significant. Damn. All right, it's pretty clear why they did that. They did it for characters like Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, or I guess Ultra CMZ, or Janemba, or just all these characters that could either absolutely decimate this character or spawn out multiple, and they just didn't want him to die right away. But the Nullify Endurance reminds me of the Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Last man standing, he just has permanent endurance nullification. So I ain't gonna lie, in terms of a plat equip, this is actually pretty tame relative to some of the other Ultras. Like Ultra Super Vegeta got his plat equip essentially reworked how people use the character. The minus 50 key with the type neutral with the sub count manipulation made that guy like one of the tankiest characters in the game. It was a big change. For Ultra UI, they didn't do anything that just drastically changed the approach to this character, but it looks like they mostly focused on stat padding, which aligns with what I told you guys earlier, that Ultras, typically when they phase out, it's not so much their mechanics, it's just numbers. So they gave him a little bit of modern tech, which is getting a card on entry. That's good. And then they gave him the unique age plus 100% to align with what transforming MUI pretty much gets. And then they gave him some last man standing stuff. He was already scary last man standing. When he's the last guy left, he gets 70% damage inflicted and level 2 card draw speed, which cannot be canceled, and he restores the unique age by 100%. So is Ultra UI back? Yeah, I think he pretty much is. Think about it. He's got the auto dodge engage, the high damage guard, the crazy amount of HP. He's gonna be fun to fight, folks. Green card spam, sub count manipulation, auto dodging with all this bulk. Can't comfortably use ultimates because this guy is going to make you lose your vanish and 50% ult damage. He is indeed back. I think he's gonna put in the work here. There's also this awakened equip. Double offense, double defense. Pure strike attack when a regen is a battle member, and pure blast when Otherworld Warrior is a battle member. Oh, interesting. They really want you to run Janemba and Gogeta together, it looks like. Because notice how it doesn't even say it chooses one of them. All right, look at that. That's a pretty good plat equip. The biggest focus from them was to give him additional stats. So now he's up to modern multipliers. They gave him a card on entry, which is like, you know, supreme baseline. And they really juiced this guy up for last man standing stuff. The unique gauge constantly getting filled on entry is going to be a huge pain for everybody. I already know it. But that is per the course. You guys let me know in the comment section below what you think. Do you think this is enough for him? I think it certainly is, and people will be having, you know, another opportunity to use Ultra UI. But you let me know in the comment section below. But until next time, guys, peace.